This is day 38 of dropshipping. Today I put out the test I said I was going to put out yesterday, and pretty quick it actually ended up spending a good amount. But I've realized it's because, I've used this ad account a good amount now and I've spent a good amount on it. So I think that's one of the main reasons why literally it spends like almost or over half, almost the whole budget in like the first couple hours. So this time I actually really had a close look on it instead of just letting it spend or overspend while the metrics were just, really bad. And I ended up turning it off like really early on, like after like only $30 spent. But it's mainly because I have this rule that I've heard from other people as well, is that if you have a high CPC, like over like a $2 or really bad, then you should turn it off in like the $50 or the first $50. So I turned it off because I saw that it was going up and it was increasing, and like I just knew it was gonna get worse. People were clicking on my link, which is good. The messaging was good. It had the urgency, and people got onto my site. But also another reason why I turned it off was because the CPMs were pretty high, and I needed to do something about it. But then I started doing a little bit of research, and I realized that not only is it like, it's not only it's the avatar that you're targeting or the desires or the market, but also the compliance issues with Meta. Today I had like the first ever ad that got rejected by Meta, and it's mainly because the product is a little bit more like health, like in the health niche. So I realized that I have to be really careful with what I say within the ad, and not only that, also on the site specifically, like the words and keywords. So that's pretty much what I was doing. I had other things to do, but I did have time to like look over the site and just check anything that like might cause Meta to make my ads have higher CPMs, and went through all of that. I did a bunch of edits on it, and now tomorrow I'm gonna go through all of the copy, pretty much the whole everything within the ad, like the hooks, the headlines, the copies, and I'm gonna restructure it a little bit to be a little bit more compliant with Meta's rules or whatever they have. So I'm gonna make sure that it's not too like health, or make sure it doesn't say a lot of too hard like risky health statements, and but still try and keep that urgency and that what or that structure that resonates with the avatar that I'm targeting, and that emotional feeling. So I'm gonna look through that tomorrow and probably put out another test. The good thing is that I didn't overspend like I would usually do before on this one, since I kind of had like an idea of where the metrics were going. So I made an educated guess kind of, and like I said, I turned off the ads and making edits on pretty much kind of what I know. So yeah, the CPMs were bad, the CPCs were increasing, so they were bound to be bad as well. The CTR was good, except for one of the ads, which is, I think it's because of mainly the hook. The image was good, it's just the hook. I think the image was carrying the CTR to be a little bit better, but I think if I improve the hook on that desire, it'll improve the CTR overall. And after that, it's really just trying to lower those CPMs, and then after that is just figuring out the right messaging that will hit my avatar or my audience that I'm targeting, and just make them get into that buying intent, and add to cart, and purchase. And after that, it's just posting more ads. But first I have to fix these CPMs. I'm gonna run another test. I'm gonna keep a close eye on the metrics, since my ad account tends to spend pretty fast, and I have a good idea of where the metrics might be going for certain ads. um, but yeah, if the CPCs like stay low, then I'll keep the ad on. But if I see them going up, then I'm gonna turn it off like as always. But yeah, that's pretty much it for day 38.